Hi, okay, so today I want to talk about um, how to help others. How to help others. I think it's a very hard subject, to be honest. When I look back and I look at my mom's passing away of cancer, a brutal, long, horrible, drawn-out death, and when I look at my illness, and I see all the suffering that it's caused, all the days, all the people's lives affected, how just incredibly difficult it is to be sick. I think when someone's faced with their life or death illness and they choose to fight and they choose to try to reverse this naturally, and they're motivated, I think that they will do, and I know I will do, whatever it takes and let nothing stand in my way. And then there are certain things that you learn and that you know that you just simply can't unknow. Things that become truth and things that are obvious, and things that you just know, and other people don't see it the same and don't feel it the same, and it's very hard. When I look at other family members, particularly people who are making bad choices, getting older, not eating the right foods, and it's hard to it's easy to preach. It's easy to preach to them about what they should be doing, and it's only because we know what consequences can come. And until you're faced with that life or death situation, until you're faced with the consequence of living that suffering, other people just don't know. They think, well, if I die, I die, or I've had a nice long life, or that nothing's really bothered me up until now, why should I change doing what I'm doing? Those are all valid points, but we can see the truth and we can see it differently, and we know that it's not dying early, which will cause serious pain for all their loved ones necessarily, but it is the suffering that they are going to endure, the illnesses and the diseases that they're bound to get, and the suffering that comes along with that. It's like the suffering that we are trying to help these people avoid before they get it, and not to take their health for granted when we are living and trying everything that we can, and these people seem to be just making all the wrong choices as well. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. But I try to make myself a promise, and this is a promise I think everyone needs to make just for your own sanity, because you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And so it is best to encourage. It's best to encourage without judgment. It's best to give everything you can, give your help, give your information, give everything, but do it without judgment. And it is best to encourage without judging. It's best to, lead by example and not lead through guilt or manipulation or force or any of those things. When you're judging someone or making them feel guilty, trying to shame them, these are not the way to lead. The best way to lead and to help somebody make the best decisions is to let them know how much you love them, lead by example, help where you can, try not to judge, and just accept where they are, even though it's hard. Accept where they are and just try to help them, try to love them to health, instead of shaming them or nagging at them, because it's not going to work, and all it will do is cause problems in your relationship, and that's not what you want either. So I know for us people who have gone through it and learned the lessons the hard way, we feel a need to dispel what we've learned, to give it out, to advise people, and to help others not have the same fate that we had to live. When we know these truths, when we feel them instinctually, we see things differently than other people are going to. And that's okay. Maybe you can't see things this way until you've been faced with suffering or life and death situation. So do your best to make that promise, and I vow to make that promise to myself and to others. A gentle, loving, compassionate approach going forward. It's all we can do. It's all we can do. Everyone has to choose for themselves.